In basketball or just about any sport, there are very few stories that captivate us like the one of Derrick Rose. As a native of Chicago's South Side, he became a symbol of hope and success for his hometown. His journey from Englewood to an NBA superstar resonated deeply with the city of Chicago. A little flashback to the 2010 NBA playoffs, and where the 8th seed Chicago Bulls faced off against the 1st seed Cleveland Cavaliers, led by the MVP LeBron James.
Early, keeping the Bulls in this game has been Derrick Rose. Just split, big fella comes over, gets a little bit of the rebounds, a little bit late, closing out to him. Derrick Rose gets into
The Bulls were no match, and they lost to the Cavs 4-1. Fast forward to the 2010 to 2011 NBA season, and there were doubts that lingered over his style of play. His critics had been loud about it. Some said he can't shoot. Others claimed that his decision-making was questionable. Perhaps the most stinging criticism was he's not a true leader. But did the critics make a point? So, with the 2010 to 2011 season just right around the corner, a motivated 22-year-old D. Rose stepped onto the court with something to prove. And what happened over the next several months was nothing but amazing.
He's just like playing by himself. He just gets into the lane, and look at everybody just getting out of the way. They try to foul him before he gets to the way. That's a strong move right there. Attacking the basketball. Man, what a pretty goal by Derrick Rose. Watches his back as he goes. Dunked that basketball.
Night after night, Rose dominated the hardwood. His stat line tells us only a part of the story, so let's start with the raw numbers. Rose averaged 25 points per game, up from 20.8 the previous year. But Rose wasn't just a scorer. He dished out 7.7 assists per game, improving from 6 the year before, proving his playmaking abilities. On top of that, he pulled down 4.1 rebounds per game, which was impressive for a point guard his size. He also shot 44.5% from the field, a solid percentage considering the volume of shots he took and the degree of difficulty of many of the shots he took. From beyond the arc, Rose connected on 33.2% of his three-pointers, which was an area of his game that had been criticized in previous seasons. Now, let's talk about some of D. Rose's unforgettable performances. He started off the first month of the season with a vengeance, having multiple 30-point outings. On December 4th, 2010, against the Rockets, he finished the game with 30 points and 11 assists. Fast forward, on January 17th, 2011, Rose proved that he could do it all on the basketball court. He recorded his first career triple-double with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists in a 96-84 win.
3 on 2, and if Derrick Rose is one of those three, it usually ends up duck-in player in the NBA. As Rose just crosses over, unbelievable. Rose. He has an uncanny knack. The exact right move in bringing Randolph and Gabe back in as Rose.
Then on January 20th, he faced the eventual NBA champs Dallas Mavericks. In a tight game against the Mavs, Rose scored 26 points and dished out 9 assists.
First, and we'll worry about offense later. Kyle Korver is checked in for Chicago. Rose and Nowitzki for 3. The pick and roll situation. Rose again. Shot clock at 12. Thomas to Rose. Rose. Kid knocked it away. Shot clock at 5.
Do you remember where you were on the night of February 17, 2011? That night, when D. Rose took on the San Antonio Spurs, the team with the best record in the West. He exploded for a career-high 42 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds.
Most of the game, they've got Parker's always been a...
And here comes Rose on Duncan.
And Derrick Rose a little bit better than the run they're on right now. Chances they could have. As Rose attacks the rim again.
On March 26th, he had another game for the ages against the Bucks. While he only scored 30 points this time, Rose dished out a career-high 17 assists.
Here's on a consistent basis. Chicago up 3 on the glass, 20-18. Look at that.
Outstanding defense in the field. If they can get back in the game at a point.
Derrick Rose right behind. Under 2 minutes.
It was credit to the Bulls' good defense. Got a hold here. If you can get a three, get something going.
These performances were impressive, but Rose's true impact was felt in the team's success. When Rose played alongside Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, and Carlos Boozer, the Bulls had an astounding 24-5 record, good for a .827 winning percentage. Speaking of team success, let's put the Bulls' season in context. Under Rose's leadership, Chicago finished the regular season with a record of 62-20. It was the best record in the entire league, surpassing the top dogs like the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, and San Antonio Spurs. But Rose's dominance wasn't just about the big games or filling up the stat sheet. He showed his consistency and his ability to take over games when his team needed him the most. Throughout the season, Rose had 39 games where he scored 25 or more points. And in 23 of those games, he also had 8 or more assists. One of the most impressive aspects of Rose's season was his ability to elevate his game in the fourth quarter. In clutch situations, Rose averaged 4.8 points per game, the fourth highest in the league. And he was a key factor in many of the Bulls' close victories. And Rose's performances didn't go unnoticed by his peers or the media. That season, he was selected to his second consecutive All-Star game.
The long rebound handled by Rose gets it down to Stoudemire.
UCLA.
Consecutive Final Fours for Russell Westbrook out behind the defense and into transition.
Rose. LeBron James, Amari Stoudemire, and Howard with Rose and Wade at the guard. James. Rose whipping by the West on top. Rose with a beautiful move.
This season wasn't as easy as it looked for Rose, though. The challenges he and the Bulls overcame only served to make their accomplishments to be more impressive. One of the biggest challenges the Bulls faced was the absence of key players due to injuries. Joakim Noah and Carlos Boozer, two of the team's most important players, were sidelined for extended periods. Together, Noah and Boozer missed a combined 57 games. To put this in perspective, that's more than 2/3 of the regular season where the Bulls were missing at least one of their top players. Many teams would have failed under these circumstances, but the Bulls not only survived, they also thrived. These injuries of his teammates helped elevate Rose's game to new heights. It wasn't just about the numbers for him. His leadership during this time was crucial. He set the tone in practice, pushing his teammates to step up and fill the void left by injuries. In post-game interviews, Rose consistently deflected praise to his teammates, built their confidence, and showed a team-first mentality. But during that season, he also played through his own set of injuries. Throughout the season, Rose dealt with stomach ulcers, back spasms, and a sprained ankle. Despite all of this, he only missed one game the entire regular season. His ability to lead the team through adversity also didn't go unnoticed. His coach, Tom Thibodeau, frequently praised D. Rose's maturity and leadership. Teammate Luol Deng also mentioned, "Derrick is our leader. When things get tough, we look up to him, and he always delivers." One particularly impressive stat, though, is Rose became the only player other than LeBron James to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since the 1983-84 season. And as the season progressed, the media narrative began to solidify around Rose's MVP candidacy. His MVP case was also backed by his performance against the other MVP candidates. Against LeBron James and the Heat, he averaged 29 points and 6.3 assists in 4 games, with the Bulls going 3-1. Then against Dwight Howard and the Magic, he averaged 23.7 points and 6 assists in 3 games as the Bulls went 2-1. And against Kobe Bryant's Lakers, he averaged 29.5 points and 8.5 assists, splitting the series 1-1. Rose's age also played a significant factor in the MVP narrative. At 22 years and 191 days old on the final day of the regular season, Rose was poised to become the youngest MVP in NBA history. And the last time the youngest player won the MVP award, it was all the way back in 1969. And on May 3rd, 2011, it finally happened. The hometown kid led his team back to the top of the NBA, silenced his critics, and blossomed into a superstar right in our very own eyes. The official announcement came as Derrick Rose was named the 2011 NBA Most Valuable Player and became the youngest to ever do it, even until this day. Not only did he win it, but he dominated the voting.
I want to thank my mom. Brother Rose, my heart, the reason I play the way that I play, just everything. Just knowing that days that I don't feel like going into practice or I'm having a hard time, think about her when she had to wake me up, go to work, and just making sure that I'm all right and making sure the family is all right. Those are hard days. My days shouldn't be hard because I love doing what I'm doing, and that's playing basketball.
At first, there's only anticipation, a sense that something special is at hand. Hard to say where it begins, because there's always history, always context.
As the regular season came to a close, all eyes were on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. The question on everyone's mind was, could the youngest MVP in NBA history lead his team back to the promised land? Back when the franchise was at the top, led by the GOAT Michael Jordan.
Indiana by 4, nearly 5 to go. Here, spinning his way in is Rose, and he lays it in. Here's Rose, working against Granger, fires it up. Basket counts and a foul.
Rose, pull-up jump shot, challenged by Jordan.
Rose hits the 2. Foul corner. Rose banks it in. Rose played by George. He never switched it off. Rose into the hands of Corbin. Here is Rose. Rose finally gets it.
Down at the half, you know they're coming back.
Derrick Rose working his way in, lofts it, and it drops.
Derrick speaks. We all listen because he is our leader.
And thank you, David. Here's Rose. Big one. Drew was frustrated with shot selection in game 2. Rose all the way home here. Backing up their great home record of 36-5. Showing you his talent.
Here is Rose. Rose with the tip. Pulls up 2 games to 1. On the runner. Rose. It counts. And the foul. Rose. Puts moves on Johnson. Gets high on the floor. Rose with the runner.
They're 4 for 15. Young Johnson in trouble. Deflections, turnovers, and Rose on the other end.
Look out. Bond to penetration, which will allow for offensive rebounding opportunity.
Rose with the runner. Yes. Rose 1 of 6 from the field. Rose over Bibby. Here comes Rose. Rose able to split through. Rose passed on a 3. Here's Rose. It counts. And the foul.
76 games.
Rose all the way. Rose picking his way. 5 with just under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth. Rose spinning his way.
Throughout the 2011 playoffs, Rose showcased both his incredible talent and the areas where he still needed to grow. His final playoff averages were 27.1 points per game, 7.7 assists per game, and 4.3 rebounds per game. As the curtain closes on this chapter of D. Rose's journey, we're reminded that greatness is achievable through hard work. His story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the unbreakable bond between a city and its hero. Though life has its twists and turns, and the impact of his MVP season remains as a symbol of hope and inspiration. In the end, it's not just about what we achieve, but how we inspire others to chase their dreams. And for that, Derrick Rose's legacy on the basketball court will never be forgotten.